Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the yearly predictions for all the Pisces rising people. So guys, I'm so sorry I took so much time to upload this final video and I did not even realize that how many people will be waiting for it. I don't think that so many people actually follow my videos or not. But yes, the kind of response which I was getting on Instagram, on YouTube comments, so that actually made me realize that okay, now I need to finish this playlist. So okay guys, now as you must be aware about the pattern which we are following over here in this yearly predictions. First I will show you the kind of vibration, spiritual message which I have received from the tarot, from my cards, and then we will shift to the astrology discussion. So guys, as a part of the spiritual message, the card which I have received for you guys is the Major Arcana card, Justice. So now I somehow see this card as a like whatsoever you will do, you will reap accordingly, and fairness in all of your actions and reaping the rewards of your work. So I would say that for anything to do with expecting any returns on your investment, for all those people who are awaiting any outcome for any important competitive exam, any of the lawsuit related concerns. So overall the energy of this card is just this indication that you have to be consciously very aware of your actions during this year. And let's say for example, whatsoever and in whichsoever situations you have been awaiting any justice will be served this year. Now this could happen in the form of people getting married, people getting promotion, buying your own home. So all those things, lifetime achievement can take place during this year. Now guys, from my other cards, like the deck which I have of the Hindu gods and goddesses, so as a part of the guardian angel for you guys during this year, the card or the god which came, that god is the Narsingh Deva, half man, half lion. So the blessings which Narsingh Deva is going to be bringing for you guys next year is protection from evil forces, ability to see God everywhere and in all things, skillful sublimation of one's anger when it is not needed, strength and courage to defy conventional authority for truth and justice. And lastly guys, the Bhagavad Gita deck which I have, from there I received this shloka for you guys, which is kind of a reverberating wisdom for you throughout the next year. So that came out to be the chapter 6 verse 47, which is about, of all the yogis, the one who is filled with faith, his entire being given over to me, is the most intimately united with me and is the best of all. So the gist of this shloka is just completely devote yourself or surrender yourself, all of your actions to the divine will or to your Isht Devta. So okay friends, now shifting our discussion to the astrology. So first I will give you a sneak peek of the contribution which the slow moving planets will be bringing for you next year. So now guys, as you can see that Saturn, which has been transiting in the Capricorn sign from the past 2.5 years, during this year it will enter your 12th house. Jupiter is going to be transiting in your first house till April, then it will transit to your second house. It will get conjunct with Rahu over there, and Rahu and Ketu will also change signs at the end of the year. Like on October 30, Rahu will enter your first house and Ketu will enter your 7th house. So now what all results are they going to be bringing in your life? Now guys, prima facie, looking at Saturn's transit, because Saturn is the significator of profession, of career for all of us. And just because I have got strong faith in my tarot reading, just because I saw this card of Justice, so somehow I have this gut feel that Saturn is going to be playing a very important role in your case next year. And guys, you cannot even overlook this fact that Saturn in a way plays a very sensitive role for your rising sign, because it has got the rulership of the house of gains and house of losses as well. So because of which, one thing is for sure, see, Saturn is entering your 12th house from your Lagna, but it is entering a sign which is its own Mool Trikona sign. So one thing is for sure, for anything to do, like a lot many Pisces Lagna people will get the opportunity which will be away from their usual place. So any of the concerns of promotion, work related, travel, and nothing could be better than that if your livelihood is straight away connected with the 12th house related matters. Anything to do with the import export or social media income. So all those people can also get benefited. That is one aspect of Saturn's transit to the 12th house. Second aspect is that definitely guys, for all those people who are I would say that if next year your Saturn is active in the Mahadasha or in the Antardasha, or let's say for example your moon sign is also Pisces, Capricorn, Aquarius, which will come in the purview of the Sadhisati, or if you are having your moon sign as Cancer or Scorpio, then you will be in the purview of the Shani Dahiya. So because of which giving attention to your health well-being will become very important next year. A lot many Pisces Lagna people might feel themselves are drained of energy, or you might find that your friends are trying to take advantage of your good nature. Concerns of bones related issue or nervous system problem, joints related problem, which is more applicable for the old people. But yes, regarding the health well-being, you have to remain very consciously aware. Second thing is that guys, if you will see Saturn in your case has got the rulership of your 11th house as well, which is the house of your wishes, your network. So next year, one thing is for sure, you have to remain very aware that driven by other people's influence or other people's success stories, do not invest big chunk of money on some new ventures of which you do not have any idea or expertise or experience. Now let me clarify it. So the point which I'm trying to say over here is that whatsoever savings you have and the area or field on which you have expertise, so you can put your saving in all those ventures. But if something which is completely new to you, you do not have any idea about that, just on the influence of other people or just trying to jump the bandwagon, I do not want you to be in this mode that you are looking forward to some loans or you are lending money from your friends, and then those big chunk of money you are investing in some ventures of which you do not have any idea. Because if you will take that route, the probability of incurring heavy loss is going to be very strong for the Pisces Lagna people. But like the way I already mentioned this thing, for having a usual consistent flow of income and for any of the overseas interest, transfer, promotion, work related travel, Saturn's this transit to your 12th house can be seen as a very good sign. Second thing is that for all those people who are very much inclined towards elevated consciousness, knowledge and wisdom of body and soul, and those spiritual austerities, mantra sadhana, this entry of Saturn in your 12th house will definitely be seen as a very good sign. Now guys, looking at the contribution coming in from the planet Jupiter. Now guys, you have to understand this thing because like the way I mentioned this thing, the concerns of the health which Saturn could create vulnerability once it will enter your 12th house, but that is only going to be a matter of concern till the time I would say that till April, Jupiter is placed in your first house, protecting the concerns of your health. So because Saturn will enter your 12th house right at the third week of the January only, so you will still remain protected. But once Jupiter will leave your first house, then this vulnerability is going to get generated of giving good attention to your health. And you cannot even overlook this fact that in the month of November, Rahu will enter your first house, and Rahu's transit in the Pisces in your first house is a cautionary sign of guarding your health. But yes guys, from Jupiter's perspective, I would say that all those things which are connected with marriage or connected with progeny or even buying your own home, my suggestion is that try to prioritize that in the first quarter of the 2023. That will be a very good sign. Like the whole next year is positive for you pertaining to the matters of the marriage and matrimonial alliances, but still the first quarter, the time period till April, seems to be very favorable in all those regards. And definitely guys, Jupiter's transit in your second house will bring happiness, prosperity, and kind of support from your near and dear family members, and all those people who are in family business, you are in teaching business, you are in finance or banking industry, all those people will definitely get benefited. Now guys, looking at the contribution of the Rahu and Ketu, so I already mentioned this thing, till the time Rahu is there in your second house till October 30, that can still be seen as a good sign, but Rahu's entry after like October 30 to your first house will create vulnerability in so many areas, like even if I have to say from the matrimonial concerns as well. So till the time Rahu's there in your second house, that could be a good sign for people who are looking forward to like getting married for the first time. But once Rahu will enter your first house, it might give attraction and too much of the attention which will go in getting into those taboo breaking relationship, like those love affairs which are not very much harmonious or very much allowed in your community, in your tradition, as per your idealistic vision, the kind of person you want to be with, and which could give rise to a good yoga for all those people who are like going forward for the second marriage. So God forbid if your marriage did not work out in the first time and you are on a lookout for a second time for a prospective partner for yourself, so after like October 30, at the very end of the 2023, this yoga will get formed for lot many Pisces Lagna people. So this is how the whole planets are going to be influencing you. Now guys, we will shift our discussion to the each aspect of your life via scrutinizing all of your 12 houses individually. So friends, looking at your first house, so as you can see that your ascendant lord Jupiter, which is transiting in your first house till April 21st of 2023. So I would say that this is a very auspicious time which all the Pisces Lagna people are going through. And guys, I have already given you this timeline that Saturn, which was transiting your first house from the 11th house, and it will be transiting it only till January. After that, once it will transit to your 12th house, Jupiter in your ascendant will be free from the third aspect of the planet Saturn. So I would say that definitely pertaining to the matters of your public image, the year is creating a very positive energy for any of the important decisions of marriage, of progeny, planning a child. Time period till April is very auspicious, very favorable for you, and definitely you will be recognized and acknowledged for the kind of knowledge you hold. Whatsoever good deeds you have done in past so long, the result of that will come in the form of rewards, recognition, increase in reputation, and a lot many Pisces Lagna people will also be very strong contender for some, like I would say, for some position which will be more applicable for people who are connected with these spiritual lines. And till the time Rahu has not entered your first house, I'm not seeing any vulnerability in the matters of the health. But once Rahu will enter your first house, Saturn being in the 12th house, it might be an area of concern where you have to give heightened attention towards your health. Now guys, looking at the matters of your second house. So now your second house lord is the planet Mars. Now Mars will be transiting in your third house for quite a long period of time, but it will start its journey from your third house and it will end the year in your ninth house. So this journey of Mars, which becomes your very important auspicious planet for your Lagna, will definitely be bringing lot many connections, lot many travels, and friends and family will be of great support to you next year. That can be said with confidence, surely. Now guys, pertaining to the matters of your finances, I've already mentioned this thing. Wheresoever ascendant lord goes, it protects the signification of that house. So if you are connected with the fields of teaching, of training, of finance, of consulting, all those people will definitely get benefited, and nothing could be better than that if you are in your own family business only. Good part over here is that guys, whatsoever decision you will take at your financial front, Saturn's third aspect will definitely keep you well guarded, like being very much grounded towards your ultimate goals and your family duties and responsibilities. One thing which I want to say over here is that this combination of Jupiter and Rahu in your second house could give temptation towards, because second house which also tells about our eating habits as well. So a lot many Pisces Lagna people might be driven towards exotic food or too much of the oily fatty food, which might not be very good for your health, and all those people who already have like in their lifestyle choices, like expensive wine and all those things. So during this time, this temptation might also increase in the case of couple of Pisces Lagna people as well. And guys, when we talk about in the matters of the finances or whatsoever your business setup is, like how much you are gaining or benefiting because of technology or latest tech standards, all of that will become very important next year for all the Pisces Lagna people, because this combined influence of your ascendant lord and Rahu kind of influencing it. So definitely if you have opted for the latest tech standards in your business offering, so definitely it will bring good revenue, good rewards for all the Pisces Lagna people. But one thing is for sure, next year you will be able to do good for your family. Like you will get this chance to, like if there are those situations where people in your family are in dire need of some financial aid, financial help, so because of you, people within your family members will get benefited. Family will be your priority, and because of the helping hand which you will be offering to your people around you, to your family members, that will definitely increase your name, your image in your society, within your community as well. Now guys, looking at the matters of your third house. So guys, as you can see that your third house lord is the planet Venus. So Venus, honestly speaking, is not a very auspicious planet for your Lagna. But basis the role which all the planets are playing next year, I'm not seeing you guys much of the vulnerability coming in the matters of the third house, because third house which tells about your efforts, which tells about your courage, and your very auspicious planet Mars is already going to be spending a lot of time in there in your third house. So one thing can be said with complete confidence, that definitely people around your vicinity or all of your friends and your siblings will prove to be a matter of support or source of strength for a lot many Pisces Lagna people. Now let's say guys, if you are already connected with the fields of media, marketing, sales, being a freelance person, being a performing artist, so all those people can also get benefited next year for sure. So I would say guys that pertaining to the matters of the third house, it's like only the month of August and September when your third house lord planet Venus is going to be retrograde in your fifth house and sixth house. And as you know that for Venus to be retrograde in the sixth house, so I would say that during that time be very watchful, be very cautious of your financial spending, what kind of advices you are receiving from people around you, or if during that time you will be initiating some new project. So at the time of August and September, you just have to remain cautious. But overall, all the initiatives which you will take next year will definitely prove some very good returns, good rewards for a lot many Pisces Lagna people. And specifically from the third house, we see the support which we receive. This could be siblings, this could be friends, this could be colleagues. So it seems like people around you will be a source of strength for all of your endeavors. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your fourth house, so guys, basically from the fourth house we see the matters of like all those people who are working as a full-time realtor, or you're planning to buy your own home, or any of the concerns of vehicles or luxury. So I would say that pertaining to the matters of your fourth house, I would say that first quarter is creating very positive energy in that regard, because as you can see that till the time like till April, Jupiter is going to be in a very strengthened state in your first house, because before that only Saturn would have already entered your 12th house, and after April Jupiter is going to be on and off in the influence of Rahu in your second house. So in the month of May, when your fourth house lord is going to be transiting in its enemy sign in the Aries, being in the influence of Rahu, being retrograde, so just remain cautious in that month. So if I were to summarize everything, I have already mentioned this thing, that there is definitely going to be peace next year in your life for sure. People within your domestic life will be a source of strength, a source of support. But for any of the major big chunk of investments in the property, in the real estate, so time period till April is very favorable. Just stay very watchful in the month of May, and apart from that, after April it's going to be a mediocre energy. Be watchful in May, and this is all what I can say pertaining to the matters of your fourth house.
Anyone you say, anywhere.
Now friends, looking at the matters of your fifth house, so definitely from the past 2.5 years, when Saturn was transiting in the Capricorn, it was giving the straight aspect to your fifth house. So guys, irrespective of the fact that from the past couple of months, ever since Jupiter has transited to your first house, it was giving its fifth aspect to your fifth house. But even after that, Saturn's aspect is very restraining, and that too when it comes on a sign which is very inimical towards the planet Saturn. So because of which, I do not know how your performance has been in any government job exam, in any of the competitive scenario, but I would say that right from the beginning of the year, things will start becoming very harmonious for all the Pisces Lagna people in the matters of your academics. And nothing better than that, that if you have any of the big major exams lined up for the next year, so you can actually score or do very good over there. So definitely guys, pertaining to the matters of your fifth house, now whether it's about, because next year your ascendant lord is going to be in the strong influence of Rahu, so which is also creating a in a way positive energy for people who are like single and you are living in that western countries where you do not see relationship only from the view of the nuptial ties or marriage. You just want to be in a relationship with someone, or all those people who are in a affair or in a relationship, and you want to just take next step for your relationship with your partner, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend. So regarding that matters as well, next year pertaining to the matters of the love, romance, which is connected with the fifth house, and Jupiter being in the influence of Rahu, it can actually be very supportive in all those areas. And also guys, for all those people who are connected with the fields of art, entertainment, media, so definitely next year is going to be creating some very good opportunities. Lot many projects will be coming in for the Pisces Lagna people. One thing is for sure guys, which I cannot like stress more, because if you will make a sum total of the 2023, so the combined number is 7, resulting number is 7, which is ruled by the Ketu. Now in your case, Ketu has got a co-rulership of Scorpio, which falls in your 9th house. So definitely specifically for the artist and the creative and the content creators as well, how disciplined you are, how perfectionist you are, how dedicated, devoted you are for your craft. And over and above that, if you're already creating some content which is connected with history, which is connected with like spirituality, so you can get some very good success. This is how the planetary vibration is indicating. Now friends, when we look at the matters of your 6th house, so I cannot stress any more that because whenever in the transit, these two slow moving planets, Jupiter and Saturn, they give aspect to one specific sign or house, you can actually get something substantial or can have some very stupendous success pertaining to the matters of that house. Now guys, try to understand this thing over here, because when we talk about Saturn's transit, so Saturn's transit from the 3rd house, 6th house, 11th house is considered as very good. And now right from the January, once Saturn will transit to your 12th house, it will start giving its straight aspect to your 6th house. So that means enemies will be destroyed, and for any of the competitive exam, next year is creating a very positive energy. Like I would say that all those people who are in corporate job, you are in service, and you have been awaiting like some sort of promotion or returns on all the investments you have done or you have made in your career, so result of that will definitely come. And it is a very good energy pertaining to the matters of the 6th house, where all those people whose profession is connected with the 6th house, like you are a nurse, you are in medical industry, health industry, fitness industry, you are a lawyer, arbitrator, so all those people will definitely get benefited with the way planetary energy is influencing the matters of your 6th house. But guys, I have already mentioned this thing, because Saturn is transiting in your 12th house, its aspect is coming. One aspect is coming to your house of finances, and one aspect is coming to the house of the debts. So again, I already mentioned this thing at the beginning of this video. Like, see, one thing is for sure, a lot many Pisces Lagna people will find it very difficult next year to save money, and your lifestyle expenses will go high, because Ascendant Lord going in the 2nd house, coming in the influence of Rahu, so lot many lifestyle expenses are going to be there. We do not have to even look at the astrology. A lot many economists and financial market experts are already predicting a heavy recession for the next year. Like, who else to go for? Even Jeff Bezos recently gave this statement that refrain from buying those refrigerators, cars and all those things in this upcoming Black Friday sale and everything. So that means, just see, one thing is for sure, a lot many Pisces Lagna people will find it difficult to save money. But my main concern here is that just because you know your chart, you know astrology, so at least don't end up making investments in all those areas which will finally be concluded and seen as a bad debt. And that too, like taking money on credit or getting those heavy loans and later on finding it unable to pay back, or invested in those ventures which were not well suited for you. So refrain from that attitude. But I have already mentioned this thing for all those people who are connected with the job, so being considered for a promotion in your service, in your field, and for people who have to write any competitive exam, or good verdict, a favorable verdict coming in any of the lawsuit related matters. So your 6th house energy will prove to be very favorable for all the Pisces Lagna people. Now friends, when we look at the matters of your 7th house, so friends, your 7th house is kind of creating a very distinctive energy. See, I want to be very honest over here. Till the time Jupiter is transiting in your 1st house, see, ever since Jupiter transited your 1st house, you were already going through the yoga of marriage. And the thing is, see, Saturn was transiting in your 11th house. It was giving its 3rd aspect to the planet Jupiter in your 1st house. So it might have restrained the energy, where even if everything is looking very positive on surface, but because of one reason or another reason, things are getting delayed, things are getting obstructed. So now what is gonna happen right at the beginning of the year, once Saturn will transit to your 12th house, it will stop giving its 3rd aspect to the planet Jupiter. So I've already mentioned this thing. 1st quarter is going to be very favorable for matrimonial related concerns, things getting finalized. So if I were to give you timeline, from January to April is very auspicious and favorable for you. After from May till October, it is going to be neutral. But I would say after like October 30, once Rahu will enter your 1st house, Ketu will enter your 7th house. So after November 1st is going to be a very, like, when you have to be very cautious, very careful, the proposals which are coming, what are their credibility, are they hiding something from you, are they good for you, are they actually compatible for you or not. So this is how year will run pertaining to the matters of the matrimonial concerns. Best golden time till April. After April till October 30 is kind of mediocre, and after November 1st and by the end of the December, then this will be a more probable yoga for people looking forward to second marriage and love, romance, relationship. So this is how the whole year's timeline is for all the Pisces Lagna people. And yes guys, because 7th house also tells about your public image as well, and any of the concerns of commercial business gain as well. So I would say that your 7th house lord is the planet Mercury. Mercury is going to be in a strong dignity. It's only in the month of May when your 7th house lord is going to be transiting in your 2nd house, being conjunct with Rahu retrograde. So that is going to be time, specifically the month of May, when if you have to sign any contract, you have to get into any agreement, any partnership, be very cautious, be very careful over there. But apart from that, I'm not seeing much of the vulnerability in the matters of your 7th house. Overall, a very good year, a very good energy for people looking forward to new alliances or matrimonial concerns chiefly. Now guys, looking at the matters of your 8th house. Now as you can see that Ketu is going to be transiting in your 8th house till October 30. And if you will make a sum total of 2023, you will get the resulting number as 7, which is again a number of Ketu. So definitely guys, pertaining to the matters of the 8th house, and if you are a kind of person that you are very much dedicated towards elevating your consciousness, spiritual austerities, lot of discipline in your life, if all of that is getting qualified in your case, so trust me, you are heading in the right direction in the right year, because not only the 8th house but also in your 12th house as well, this presence of Saturn, and next year majorly Saturn is going to be transiting in the Satabhisha nakshatra. So I would say that for anything to do with the like esoteric practices or spiritual and religious austerities, pilgrimages, sadhana, learning the knowledge of occult, next year is very, very favorable for you. Also guys, when we talk about the matters of inheritances or sudden unpredictable financial gains, over there I would say that after April things could be a little bit in that line or might be in favor for you, because then Jupiter would have already transited to your 2nd house, and its straight aspect coming to your 8th house can actually benefit all those people who are awaiting any inheritances, any family property share and all of that. All those people can still get benefited. Like guys, specifically when we talk about 8th house connected, like any sudden problem, scandal, controversy, so for that I would say that a lot will be dependent on your chart, because the way I'm looking at this like Lagna of yours, definitely your 8th house is active right now because of the presence of Ketu and the whole next year vibration. So now it all comes down to individual in which way it is getting qualified in your case. So let's say for example, if you are very spiritually oriented and you are also going through either Saturn Dasha or Ketu Dasha, then definitely 8th house will give you more of the spiritual epiphanies, eye-opening, realization, awakenings. This is how energy will manifest. But let's say for example, if you're already going through Venus Dasha, Venus is not an auspicious planet for you and your lifestyle is very much hedonistic and too much driven towards invested in intoxicants and flamboyance, then you might be coming on the vulnerable zone. So then you have to do the remedies. So this is all guys which I can say pertaining to the matters of the 8th house. For the spiritual and religious austerities, it is a very good time, very good year for you. And if you are not that spiritually oriented and in your lifestyle there is too much of the hedonism and Venus or Ketu is active in the dasha, then you have to do the remedies. Otherwise 8th house could entangle you in scandals or controversy. This is how I can see 8th house energy influencing you next year. Now guys, looking at the matters of your ninth house. So guys, as you can see that your ninth house lord is the planet Mars, which is going to be starting the year transiting in your third house for a span of time, and it will end the year coming back and getting strengthened in your ninth house. That in itself is this indication that you will be very much in command, in grip of all the ninth house related matters. Like let's say for example, whether you are a student enrolled for your MBA, PhD, or any of the foreign travels, or you're working as a consultant, as a lecturer, as a professor. So all of the matters of your profession, all of the matters of the ninth house will be very much in your command, very much in your control, and they will prove to be profitable as well. Now why I say profitable? Because your ninth house is going to be receiving the 10th aspect of the planet Saturn. Now guys, Saturn might be transiting in your 12th house, but it is actually transiting in its own Mool Trikona sign. See, Saturn's all other aspect like third aspect or seventh aspect could be a matter of concern. And during this year, Saturn's third aspect is looking at its sign of debilitation. Seventh aspect is looking at its arch enemy. But when we talk about its 10th aspect, although it is looking at a inimical planet's sign, but still it can deliver good result. Like the way I already showed you this Justice card. So I would say guys that the gift of the ninth house which will come to you for sure will be in the form of right mentorship, right set of guidance and advisors which will come in your life. And I have already mentioned this thing. If you're working hard in the matters of the ninth house, like your next year is somehow very much attached or concentrated with the outcome which can come from the ninth house, like any of the concerns of immigration, you're already going through your higher studies or your PhDs, MBA, and you're about to complete your course and you are awaiting for getting some good job placement. So I would say that ninth house will actually act in your favor. Any of the travels which you will undertake next year will prove to be profitable, and you will receive the right set of guidance or mentorship from people around you. This is how I'm seeing ninth house energy influencing you next year. Now guys, when we look at the matters of your 10th house, so definitely guys, in your case, your 10th house lord is the planet Jupiter, and after April, Jupiter is going to be transiting in your second house, being in the influence of Rahu. So guys, as you know that for Jupiter, your 10th house lord to be going in the second house, that means it has gone to the 5th place from it. So which can be seen as a placement of speculating a lot, and this is something which Rahu will instigate you for. So guys, I want to be very honest with you guys. Pertaining to the matters of professional success, next year is creating a very positive energy unless and until you are not going overboard in your investments, in your financial goals. That is the only one thing which I want to say. So again, I will repeat that whatsoever savings you have, if you want to invest that in your business or any of your aspiration, it's fine. But going overboard, lending or taking heavy money on credit, on loan, and then venturing out into something which is completely unknown to you, so that is something which I will not recommend. And yes guys, because of the Saturn's aspect and the way planets are going to be influencing you, because even Jupiter from the second house, it's going to be giving its fifth aspect to your sixth house. So I would say guys, pertaining to the matters of the profession, I would say that next year for the Pisces Lagna people is kind of getting more profitable for people who are in service, who are in job, like compared to people who are like in business or any of the major undertakings. So I would say that people in service are definitely gonna get benefited for sure. They are kind of in a safe and secured zone. But all those people who are in business, you have to take your actions, decisions, or plan your moves very carefully. That is all what I can say for all the Pisces Lagna people. Try not to entangle into any controversy, any scandal, because as you can see that because Saturn is transiting in your 12th house, giving its aspect to some very sensitive houses, so entanglement into scandal will not reap you much of the benefit. So it's better to be on a righteous path. That is how you will get the best out of your professional endeavors. Overall, a very good year where you will get the returns of all the hard work which you will be putting in. But again, I want to say that I'm finding the service people getting more benefited next year compared to the people who are in their own business. This is all what I can see pertaining to the matters of your 10th house. So now friends, we will study your 11th house and 12th house attributes combined together in tandem with each other, because this is how it is going to be influencing you during this year. So one thing is for sure, that your financial goals will definitely take you to some far away different new places. A lot many Pisces Lagna people will be very much attuned and interested this year for some philanthropic humanitarian work as well. So you will get the provision or those opportunities to help and heal people with the kind of knowledge and skill set you possess. The only one area where I want to warn you guys is that, driven by the success stories of other people or in the influence of your friends, do not invest big chunk of money in those areas where you do not have any expertise. And lastly guys, for anything to do with the religious and spiritual austerities, any of the pilgrimage, I would say, or for all those people who are already living in foreign land but now you want to visit back your native place, or you want to visit your family god and goddesses, regarding all that front, next year is creating a very positive energy in the matters of your 11th house and the 12th house. So this is something guys which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this yearly predictions for your Lagna. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.